All right, guys, we're back. It's going to be another YouTube episode. We have graphics ready to go. Joe is already confused and perplexed, which is amazing. So we got some Ohtani talk. We're going to talk about some of the card shows. I was at Nashville this past weekend. Danny was in Chantilly. I actually want to know what you think of that show because I've always said Nashville is the greatest card show on the earth, and now even more so after this weekend. It was stupid. We had some NFL notes to talk about, and then Joe's going after an influencer or two. I don't care that it's Geoff Wilson twice in a row. I don't care for that as much, but it's okay because the PSA thing I think we have to talk about. So it's actually an open book. I'm fine.
He served it up. Yeah.
Yep. Where do you guys want to start? I'm good with whatever. So you pick the start. I opened it.
What I'd like to start with is people make sure that you like and subscribe to the YouTube page. That is incredibly important. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button and that you are participating in the chat when we are live at, what is it, 5? Well, it's 5 my time. It's 8 Eastern time on YouTube. Eastern. So make sure you are active in that chat.
Strong open right
like
here.
Like the page.
Good.
Thank you. You're welcome. So I might as well get right into my beat for the week. And
we do it. Okay, you want to start? Good. I got to tee
I'm
up.
going to tell you, I mean, you can't be any more of an easy target, Geoff. You did it again. First of all, you spoke out of the other side of your mouth this week.
Do you want me to pull this up, by the way?
Feel free. Feel free. For those who don't know, what we're referring to is Geoff was celebrating the fact that he had the opportunity to pay $4,000 in an upcharge to PSA.
I'm trying to think of where this started.
Now, this is Geoff who last week was complaining that scalpers were and big box stores were increasing what the actual retail cost would be to the consumer for NBA Topps flagship basketball. So this guy was really upset. We went from $109 to now trending to about $200 to being so thrilled and excited to pay $4,000 for an upcharge because his card's going to be worth $50,000. So he was upset that people are going to pay $100 more, but he's now excited to pay $4,000 more. So,
all right. I don't care what anyone says. This is the greatest email you can get, especially on a single card submission when PSA now thinks the card is worth $100,000. Take my money all day long. PSA grading is the most immediate value increase money can buy. The email was, hey, we're writing to let you know you sub this as like a regular card because of the value increase. They think it's now worth $100,000. We're going to charge you $4,000 for the upcharge for the grading fee.
Can I just ask a quick question? Is this the first time Geoff has ever heard of this or knew about this?
No, of course not.
So then why is he making this?
Yeah. Because he said to everyone, hey, look at me. I don't know how to put a spotlight on an email, but look at me. Look what I'm doing. And, hey, yes, I do have a credit line approval that they can charge my card an additional $4,000. That's what he's essentially saying here.
So there's a couple different things. I've talked about this a little bit. Number one, so there's the issue of how Geoff presented this, and there's the actual upcharge issue with PSA. So Geoff got blown up in the comments. He then said this, you guys don't get it. PSA didn't grade my card. They didn't just grade my card. They added $50,000 in value to it. I'm happy to pay them $4,000 for doing this. Think of it like betting $50,000 on a hand of blackjack, winning, and then tipping the dealer $4,000. I'll be honest with you, it's not a popular take, and people don't like this. I understand with PSA going into it. If I have a huge card, they're going to increase the value, and I'm going to pay for that. I'm making the conscious decision. I also, though, I've never talked about what my probably 10 biggest cards are, period, ever. I don't love when you come out talking about cards like that, you have to know you're going to get hated on. I'm almost to the point I think Geoff does know that, but everybody talked about him, including us. So it's probably still a win. The tweets all had 500,000 for engagement. Perfect world, though, I hate it, right? If PSA, I wish they said, hey, we're never upcharging again. PSA is a big sponsor of the network. Totally wish they would get rid of upcharges. They are not going to. So as a consumer, I have to decide, hey, is it worth it for me to still go to PSA, or do I go to another grading company? And the numbers aren't close. It's still worth it for you to do that. Both things can be true, by the way. I hate that they charge an upcharge for it. It's also still the best financial decision for your card.
But Mike, at the end of the day, the whole beef is centered around the bleeding heart last week about the price going up $90 and then patronizing everyone here that, it's $4,000. For some people, the unfortunate part is if you are lucky enough to have a card like that $4,000, your card's being held hostage because you're not getting it back because some people can't afford that. Like that's for me. I'll tell you right now, Mike. If they had a card of mine and it required $4,000 for me to get it back, I wouldn't be able to get the card back.
Let me say this though too, because that's another thing I heard a lot of guys making the case for. I would like to know how many times that's actually the truth. Who has a card worth $50,000? Because that's what he says it's worth first, but don't have $4,000 cash. I'm not saying. I'm sure there are some instances, but I also think that part's being a little overblown. Of like, yeah, I can't even get my card back. You probably get $4,000 if you have a card worth 50. Probably. I know there are some instances where you don't. And by the way, I don't hate everything Geoff said. Like this one, I actually thought was cool. Was if you really hate PSA's upcharge, grade with another company. Totally agree. The comments yesterday were 99% hate on the upcharge and me, mostly on you. Again, you come across like that, people are going to hate on you. Why do their numbers keep growing if people hate them this much? Again, because we realize the resale value is there, but both things are true.
But it's it's that final paragraph that makes him mean.
Thank you for the strong take, Danny. Yeah. Money talks, and right now, despite the noise in the comments, the money's all going to PSA. That's true. Like PSA is outgrading everybody in the world times 10. So again, both things are true. It sucks you have to pay more if your card increases in value. Period. It just does. Am I happy to get the email because the card increased that much? Yes. But I'd also like to not have to pay for it. But we live in a world where I got to pay PSA. If they grade a card, that's the king brand in the hobby, I have to pay for it.
I would have liked to know if they made an offer on the card. That's what I.
Well, that was my question. If they make an offer, do you have to pay the $4,000, or will they subtract it off the offer?
I'm sure they'll take it.
So, Joe, to your point about not getting your card back, will they subtract it off that offer?
Yeah, they would just take it off. Because like when we sold the Golden, we sold that 101 Wemby last year. Went for like 29,000, something like that, which they valued it way, way higher than that when we had to pay the upcharge. They just took it off the final price at Golden because they were still in cahoots. So I'm sure there's something like that. Here's where it got funny to me, though, is the Beckett thing. If Beckett's marketing people were good, they would 10x their spend on this ad. That, hey, grade a $50 card costs the same as a $500,000. The problem is nobody's grading a $500,000 card with Beckett. Like, 99.9% of people who realize the return isn't there. I'd rather pay the $4,000. So, like, even there, like, I get what you're saying. Hey, Beckett, we don't upcharge. I mean, Beckett could do a lot of things. Hey, we've been the most dominant brand in the hobby forever. We don't upcharge. We have subgrades, and we have the best-looking holder. Like, you could make a lot of cases for Beckett. They just choose not to do it, so.
And he's showing a black label.
Yeah, again, it's... Yeah. So here's the other one I want to talk about real quick was Burnsy responding to this, to his Money Talks post. Nate Burns over at Grand Slam. Stop lecturing others about their opinions. BGS raised the value of our cards by $50,000 too, and it cost us $0. We use PSA because it's best for our customers in most cases, but not all. Spending money doesn't make you an expert. That store that cost you $3 million to build, according to you, cost most of us card owners a fraction of that, plus a lot of hard work. What makes me proud is ours was built, not bought. Money doesn't talk, it buys things. Unfortunately for you, some things can't be bought. I just think that's the difference between a real shop owner and not that Jeff's not a real shop, but that's the difference between a hobby guy and a business guy.
Does Nate actually work in the shop? Does Geoff actually work in the shop?
I mean, Jeff's there quite a bit too. Yeah, I guess it definitely reeks of like some out of touch stuff. I also, though, am like, I say this just like the one thing I do agree with Geoff. If you don't like it, don't grade with them. Like, but the reason I know the majority of people do like them is because the numbers don't lie. Like I had this argument with I've been going on with the professor guy. I like Jason. By the way, he's the reason I started doing the YouTube stuff, sharing the screen. He does a good YouTube show. I think our content is good. We weren't doing YouTube. Now we're trying to do more YouTube stuff. It's largely in part because of him. But like, I also get irritated with guys like Jason and Geoff and all these other people. I know the majority of people that listen to our show are fans of ours, so they probably already agree with our takes. I get frustrated with guys like Geoff and Jay because like even the other night in the live, Jay was like, well, yeah, but look, I know I'm not in the minority. Look at everybody agreeing with me. And he had 150 people in the live. It's a crazy live room. It's 150 of your people. PSA is grading 1.5 million cards. That's not an opinion. Factually, statistically, they are by far the biggest. And because whether people want to admit it or not, resale value is the absolute dominant factor in grading. That is it. If it was not that way, PSA would not be at the top of the mountain like they are. You don't have to agree with that, by the way, and you could think you hate that, but it's true.
So I've seen quite a few articles this past week talking about like the potential demise of graded cards and raw cards starting to reemerge of being that. Like, do you guys foresee something like that happening in the next 2 to 3 years where people are just fed up with the process and how long it takes, and because that is the one thing that I will say is when you send your cards off, you realistically, if you're trying to resell them, you have to send them at a pace that's reasonable for you to get them back. Otherwise, you're essentially investing in the next season, because it does take that long.
Okay, so
I mean, to a degree, but
no, 3 points. I've been too quiet. So first point, you have to get the cards back quickly, like Joe said, and there's nobody that can do that except SGC was doing it, and before they're collapsing.
And is now, by the way. SGC's return times
but
like 12
their
days.
secondary market value's also gone down. So there's a trade-off on there. Nat Turner was against the upgrade charge before he owned it, and they have his comments on, is it Net 54 or
It was blowout cards.
blowout
Just to
card
be clear,
fraud?
too, that was in 2011. So
But it's the principle. You're either for it or you're against it. Now he's running it, and so the finances on it must be overwhelming. And they just hired a new CFO. So where are they going financially? What's their move? And I don't quite understand what they're doing. To Gio's point, if everybody has to grade with them, why does it seem like they keep stepping in it?
Yeah, but everyone doesn't have to grade with them. I know you guys are all going to kick me in the teeth for this, but like I know the value is there. But again, being boots on the ground in a shop, I do talk to a lot of non-sports people, and they're all about like the pristine Beckett label. They're about CGC for Pokemon, for One Piece, those type of cards. You do have people that are like, well, PSA is, I mean, it's the flagship of grading cards. Like, you have to go there. That's going to carry the most value. But you do have stubborn, I guess is the lack of a better word, but you have some stubborn collectors that will not do it. They like the way the holder looks. Like,
They like the
I have
resale
one
value.
handy here. Yeah, there you go. There's a CGC, one of those guys.
Sure.
And this guy's not bad. I mean, he had a pretty good game the other day. Like,
wrong holder. Doesn't matter. By the way, I misspoke. Nat Turner's comments were from April of 2019. So 6.5 years ago.
okay.
How and only a couple of years before he took over.
Yeah, but again, things change when you get into something for a business. And he explained some of this on the Neo show on YouTube. Like, hey, which, even that, like, I don't agree with all of it, but he's like, hey, this goes if something's in the holder and our guarantee is hit like it was the wrong card. It's not authentic. We'll buy it back. That's fine. There's some of that as well. They're also doing it because you can do it and you can make money. Here, I guess here's my thing, too, with everybody. Just be like, why can't we just say, hey, you know why we do it? Because we can. We're the top of the mountain. We give you the most value back when you resell the card. So on big stuff, we upcharge because we're a business and we're out to make money.
Well, what's the other option? Raise everybody's prices another couple dollars?
No, the other options don't do it at all.
Or raise everybody's prices across the board to eat up the same cost. If you have
And again,
to
do I wish they would get rid of it? Of course. Like, both things are true, though. Like, I don't want to pay an upcharge. I also want my card in a PSA holder because it makes it way, way more valuable. Like, what are we going to...
The problem with the upcharge, and it's always been the problem, is that it is subjective to the grader at that time. I know they have quality control, all that kind of stuff. I know there's those things in hands, but that is the underlying factor that people really struggle with is, do I get a grader on a good day? Like, and we know, Danny and I sat down with them. I know that they have standards and benchmarks that they have to follow as graders, but there's still that lingering doubt that people have when you rely on another person and there's it's not technology. There could be a human error in there.
Subjectivity, of course.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the problem. And if they can kind of, I guess, curb that a little bit, or be more transparent on the grading. Like, I don't know if there's anything out there, so I may be speaking out of turn here, but PSA, put out a video of the steps and the processes that go through.
That.
That'd
Live
be
from the
fantastic.
They need transparency in general. I think that was something
was a
that
company-
SGC did really well when Peter ran it independently.
Hey,
I
just to
don't
be
know if
clear, though, they don't need that. Like, I do want to make sure they don't need to do anything. You know, like SGC needed to do that and needed to have fast return times because you could win in those two areas. PSA doesn't have to do anything.
There was a company right after the pandemic or during FGC, Forensic Grading. I don't know if you remember. They actually did a video and they did the step-by-step process of when they took a card and then went through the process. And whatever about FGC, but I'm just saying
got an
that's the
argument with
type
that
of
guy
idea that I'm
YouTube.
trying to say. Like, what was that?
I got in a big argument with that guy Matt on YouTube one time. He came off one of my interviews because he used to run his mouth, and one of the greatest lines of that interview, because he was just super cocky and arrogant, was like, he was literally like messaging, which is why we didn't get along. We both are. He's like messaging me his W-2 amount, which then he was like, please don't share that. He's like, well, don't tell me how much you make, you idiot. Then he came on, and we were talking about like grading standards. It's still on the old SE on YouTube. It's from probably 4 years ago. He was like, well, you're talking like this. Have you ever even been inside of a grading room? I was like, no. Have you? Well, no. And I was like, right. You know the difference? I send cards to get graded. You run a card out of a freaking office. Oh, it was great.
When you go back to find that video, make sure to like and subscribe when you guys go back and find that video, right?
Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
He's
Just
a
a
nice
little bit
enough
of
guy,
transparency, like that's huge. Like I remember going back. Yes, I spent the whatever 8 to 10 minutes watching and seeing what they did. I think something like that could just be cool, just to put that on their main page, and it would probably drive more collectors that are on the fringe of being to get that yearly subscription. That might push people over the hump. So,
all right, but let's talk about the reality. I'm at the Chantilly show this weekend. Our table is across from the PSA submission booth.
When you say our, who are you with?
Chris Sewell and House of Cards out of Silver Spring, Maryland.
Chris Sewell, by the way, collector, investor, dealer, sniffer, sports cards, buying your collections. Yeah. Make sure you hit him up. He smells the cards. Is that a thing?
He does. That is a thing. I learned that with vintage. I swear to you, it is. The paper smells different.
Okay.
The paper smells different.
Chris will not smell anything you don't want him to smell. Anyway,
I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to take that option away from him. If he wants to smell the card, he smells the card.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
We're across from PSA. To Gio's point, the line is down the hall. Every single person in line is cussing and bitching and moaning about the process, and they're all waiting in line. They got there early. They got their spot. They're not going to the bathroom. They're not getting food, and they will not go to the Beckett table. They will not go anywhere else. And
was Beckett actually set up there?
They were set up. They might have only been authenticating autographs, but they were definitely a sponsor of the show and setting up.
What a train wreck that company is. There needs to be a case study on the biggest demise of a company like in the history of the world. Would be Beckett.
I know that people have different views on ownership.
They were awesome back in the day, man.
Yeah, when I grew up, the magazine
back in my day.
Well, it was before grading, and I remember when they came to grading, they dominated. That's why,
dude, in the website, you could buy, sell, trade on Beckett through the forum, send people self-addressed stamp, the old SASE, self-addressed stamped envelopes. Sure. All right. Anyways, yeah. So PSA is. I don't like that they upcharge. They get to do it because they're king of the mountain. That's just where we are with things. Both things are true, though. So I don't want to keep repeating myself.
And Jeff, it's 20 minutes of our show. There you go, Jeff.
All right.
Yeah, and again, his content's terrible. Like, no surprise.
Chantilly, turning into an Ikea.
Yeah, what's the deal with this?
The building, literally the convention building, was sold and is going to be an Ikea. So if you've been to Ikea, it's not a card show. They don't know what's going to happen to the show. From what I was told, it's either going Richmond, Baltimore, or National Harbor.
They have a great food court at Ikea's, too. The hot dogs are cheap.
Swedish meatballs.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Let you know.
How was the show this weekend, by the way? Because I actually set up for one day at the Nashville show.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah,
dude, Jeff throws this Nashville show. There were at least 1,000 tables. I'm going to put on notice right now. The next one falls in February on Topps Rip Night weekend. Topps, if anybody from Topps is listening, we had that debacle at the soccer stadium where I lost like 40,000 2 years ago because we couldn't really get it lined up in the right time and whatever. Still an awesome event, but it cost way too much. This event, you're going to have like 10,000 people in the building already. Like Topps, we are way ahead of this. Can we please get some athletes to do a massive, just ridiculous Topps Rip Night? And we'll donate a bunch of money to
Javon Curse.
Oh, I'll pay for Javon out of my own pocket.
Yeah.
He's $5,000, I think, to come up. Done. Like, I'll pay for that. He can just work the room and go nuts because he's awesome. But, like, yeah, can we please, like, I'm pleading with Topps. Let's get some athletes. We'll kick in our own stuff. We'll bring in food trucks. We'll have the venue is 40,000 square feet. We already have. Like, I'm going to talk with Jeff, but I'm pretty sure we can be there. It's going to be amazing, and it would also bolster that show, which is already phenomenal.
Joe,
I've never had
go.
I want everybody to come. Yeah, everybody on the SCN team, I want everybody there. So here's the crazy thing at the show. When I set up, it's more of a novelty thing at shows now. Like, I wish I was setting up to just sell and buy and sell. It's not the case. Like, when I set up, it becomes and I'm not saying this to brag, but it's going to come across like a scumbag. The majority of people who come to the table come because they want to say hey, and they have a question about the show or the podcast. Oh, you got cards? Oh, that's cool, but whatever. They're there to talk, which is great. That's why I get no actual card deals done at the National. At the Nashville show, I've never had to reload my showcase before. I sold probably 150 slabs, well over $10,000 in singles. I brought a 2-row box, sold the entire. So one row was $5 cards, one row was $2 cards. I put a couple. Oh, you would have loved this, Joe. I put a couple Easter eggs in there. There was like a couple $30, $40 cards in there because I was like, let me just let the kids have fun. First person, because I'm set up with your boy Alex, clever Cuban. Him and his guy, his football buyer, whose name I forget, and I feel bad, is immediately pulled out the Jamar Chase
Ron,
to 25.
We'll just call him Ron.
Yeah, Ron. And I was like, you guys can't have it. Like, you got to keep some of those in there. I loaded this up for the kids. You guys cannot have it. This hat doesn't fit. But after that, dude, that box killed. Ended up selling that entire box. I also bought, let me show you.
The hat doesn't fit because the head's too big.
How dare you? I bought a bunch of these binders that were like broken down in this massive collection. There's probably 50 of them. Broken down by player. Dude, I brought 3 or 4 of those. Sold out. The amount of selling there, it was stupid. And then we sold probably, $5,000 worth of wax as well. Like we had random Leaf Trinity, Panini Baseball. I've never had a show like that. Please.
So we just talk about those binders. That's another thing. Those top loader binders, low
They're
key,
phenomenal.
super underrated. Danny, you know what I'm talking about? I know this is a little different
awesome.
for you. Yeah,
it's not a
card save. Well, I know you like to put things in card savers, but the top loader binders, fantastic.
I keep my sets in those now, by the way. My raw sets. I'm gonna get them. This is a YouTube show. You guys can talk. I'll be back.
I'll tell you right now. I think our guy Tim BCW. I think BCW has some top loader sets there, or some top loader binders.
My 57 sets in a regular binder, and everything that's graded is separate.
I'm literally wheeling and dealing, by the way.
I get that, but I'm talking about, hey, Mike, Tim,
Randy
BCW, right? BCW has top loader binders, right?
BCW does. By the way, SCN10, BCW 10% off code. Yeah, dude, so I keep my sets in here now. I'm nerding out, but I love it. And they are in numerical order of the set, so I know which card numbers I'm missing. That one's a blank set. Oh, dude, these things are freaking great. Oh, there's the definitive set. You show me a better looking set than that. I'll show you a liar.
That's so rich.
Dude, they're awesome. Rich. It's a $12 set. Yeah. I do. I still love my sets. And I'll tell you, I bought 2 guys only at the show. I was only searching for 2 people. Victor Wembanyama and Drakus May. You may have seen yesterday, sat front row behind the bench, about 15 feet from Mike Vrabel. First of all, the Wemby stuff, I think Wemby's going to have... Like I am. If you're selling Wemby, I'm not just trying to shill and pump him. I will just buy him. People were very eager to move off basketball, which I thought was kind of weird. Like, to me, now's the time where you start, holding it. If you still have it, it starts in a week, doesn't it?
Yep. Baseball was flying at Chantilly.
Yeah, baseball was flying for me, because that's mostly what I had for sale. I'm trying to think, though. We had a bunch... You know, it's funny, too. We had a bunch of guys. I brought the 2 Willie Mays cards, the 51 PSA 6 and the 52 PSA 5. It's like a $30,000 card, maybe a little more, and probably, 10 to 12 for the 52. Famously, though, I bought those cards for way, way more. I got crushed. I bought those right during the COVID peak when I needed to get money off the books for tax reasons. So we bought those. But we've been talking about on the pod, and you guys have noticed, Grail cards are really creeping up. First 3 or 4 guys who looked at the PSA 6 1951 Bowman card were like, oh, yeah, these are still hovering around 20, right? I was like, well, pull up comp, see what you think. 25 to 32. Those are way, way up the past 3 to 6 months. The 52s are doing the same thing. Baseball was for sure king. But I will say, basketball to buy, and maybe it's just, location. We don't have a pro team here. But, yeah, I'm all in on Wemby. I bought Drake May because I'm finally convinced. And then,
what were the prices there?
Prices?
For Drake May.
Oh,
he did yesterday. He set the New England record for completion percentage. Guys, I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record here.
No, you're right about Drake.
Yep. And I'm also right about Bo Nix. And I don't care that the market hasn't shown it yet, Mike. He scored 33 points in 1 quarter to win that game. When you talk about a player putting a team on their back, he was responsible for 4 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 2 passing in
He was
1 quarter.
responsible for me winning a 5-part parlay, by the way, which included an over on Drake May total yards. So a shout out to both of them. Without the Green Bay comeback and the Denver comeback, this boy is a couple dollars lighter.
Yeah, I mean, and here, let me give you the breakdown stats. I'm going to share my screen real quick because I do want you to see this. Because, Joe, you're not wrong. Drake May is playing very, very well. But there's Bo Nix. But there's a reason Drake is doing what he's doing in the hobby and Bo is doing what he's doing. So, like yesterday, Drake May, which, by the way, and also they're both 5-2, both playing phenomenal right now. They're only behind the Indianapolis Colts in the AFC, led by your boy Danny Dimes. Drake May yesterday, 21 of 23, 2 touchdowns, and then he rushed for another 70 yards. He was phenomenal, and then I thought he was gone in the third. He came out when he whacked his head. They put the tent up. Dude, that was crazy to see. That tent popped up about 6 feet in front of us. He went walking in, and the guy, you could hear him say, "We'll see if they bring the helmet." Apparently, that's the key. If the guy walks over with his helmet, he's coming back in the game. Yeah. We saw them. Dude gives a signal. Little dude comes running over with the helmet, puts it back on, goes in and dominates. I will tell you this, though. Watching him in person, the command he has, there were 2 very telling things. The command he has at the line of scrimmage. Some of that can be seen on TV, some cannot. The other thing, though, is when his offense is on the sidelines, and it's weird, dude. It's him and Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is, by the way, the leader of that offense. He was over there talking to the lineup, getting the linemen get hyped up. Then he'd come back to the receivers bench. He'd be in Drake's ear. Drake, same thing. That drive ended with a bad sack. Drake's over there talking to Will Campbell, talking to Bryant. Hey, does that mean he's going to be an all-time great? No, but I do like to see stuff.
Handsome? Could he be any more handsome in person?
He was good looking. As soon as we sat down, by the way, my wife saw DeVito. Tommy Cutlets.
Yeah,
third-string quarterback. I think I'm a better football player. That's a good-looking dude. Like
you're not a backup in a photo, so.
Yeah, I dominate, so not a big deal. So Drake May is 5-2. Completion percentage is 75.2 for the year.
Insane.
1744 yards, 12 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's ridiculous.
This is his second year.
I know. And again, it's not like that team has unbelievable weapons. They have good. So Bo Nix, again, not bad stats by any means. 62.5% completion percentage is good. He's got 1,556 yards. Again, good, 11-4. It's not that he's been bad.
Well,
he has been.
What are his rushing yards?
Oh, Drake's got a bunch, doesn't it? Well, I think they're probably
pretty strong.
They both have both.
Dude, that's another thing. When Drake, I was very surprised seeing him in person how much he runs.
172.
Okay, so 172 for Bo, but Drake's gonna have more than that. Then Drake had like 70 yesterday. Rushing yards for the Drakester, 200 and 2 touchdowns. So 200 yards, 2 touchdowns compared to 172 and 3. So it's the same. Oh. Yep. I mean, they're both playing great. I started buying Drake stuff because I also looked at their schedule the rest of the year. It's not that unbelievable. Yeah. Also in the AFC, so let me ask you both right now. You're both AFC. Well, Joe's not an AFC guy. He's a Tigers guy. Or Lions, rather. Drake May.
Baby, so, I'm telling you.
What's the team you fear most in the AFC in the playoffs? The one team you do not want to play in the playoffs.
100% the Colts.
Seriously?
That's such a terrible take. What?
I can't believe I got to agree with
the Chiefs and all that stuff. I know the Chiefs are coming.
That's well.
I don't trust teams that are looking back heavy.
Why do you say that? Why do you say the Chiefs are coming? Because they're the right answer.
I don't believe that they're the right answer. I mean, they're the Chiefs, right? So they've had a good stretch, and until they don't make the playoffs,
but Rice is
that's
back.
What we have
they
to
look
say,
like a whole different offense.
Their offense has been unbelievable the last couple weeks.
Yeah, well,
that's the one team I fear in the AFC, I guess.
Started. Yeah, because when we recorded, we didn't even know all that fiasco about all the penalties and all that kind of stuff. We didn't know, and I don't care. I mean, yes, it's an excuse. We didn't know about it, but dude, it's kind of crazy when you go back and you look at that kind of stuff and it's brought up. But I'm honestly saying Indianapolis because all the people who thought, Justin Herbert, all this kind of stuff. He was starting to get some resurgence of hobby love. Quentin Johnston is starting to catch the ball. Keenan Allen back. And the Colts silenced them. And they were at home. The Chargers were at home.
Well, they didn't silence them. Look at what Herbert had threw for 400.
He had to because they were down, Danny. Like the stats, those are some faux.
Yeah, they were playing from behind a lot.
Stats. Yeah. Like everyone was like, "Oh,
no, he had 55 attempts. There's no doubt about it. but their offense,
Dude,
the
it was,
Chargers'
at one
offense,
point, I
put
think
up
it was
a lot of
20 to
points.
3, 20 to 3 in the beginning of the game. Like,
It was
Well, if you're-
23 to 3.
But if you're going to
at
give
halftime.
Denver credit for the comeback, you got to give the Chargers credit for putting points up.
Danny,
Well, but
they were down 19 to nothing at the start of the fourth quarter, and they won the game 33 to 32. That is not apples to apples. Like, not even close. Like,
What was the Chargers' final?
38-24.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, and again, they were down for 3/4 of a game. Like, he had to throw. He had 54. I mean, he was 37 of 55. Again, 420 yards seems great. Very rarely do I think this stat actually matters. But, like, when you watch him, his QBR was 59. Should have been. Like, he was prolific throwing the ball, but a lot of it was also garbage time against prevent defenses, whatever. 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. If he doesn't have the interceptions early, they probably aren't out of the game like they were. And the
To
3 and
Joe's
outs
point,
early.
he threw the ball 55 times. 55. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
but I mean, Colts
everyone's going wild about Vidal, and Vidal didn't even get, I think, over 20 yards rushing. Like,
9 for 20.
Vidal
Yeah,
had
so-
a terrible day.
Yeah, let me show you real quick just to pop this up on the screen. Because, again, I think this is another one where at some point, and Danny Jones stuff is still dirt cheap. Dude,
Yep.
23 of 34, 288. But again, I watched like that extended highlight version on the NFL package. So I watched the majority of the game. This QBR of 88 is unbelievable. I'm not going to watch every game. I don't care about the Colts and Chargers. But if you watch the game as much as I did, and some of you guys probably watched it more, it's an accurate number. Daniel Jones had total command of the offense, and then Jonathan Taylor is still the best player on the football field just about every week.
Is he the best running back in football?
Not close. This year, it's not close.
right
this
now,
year.
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he's
We're-
leading in yards, rushing
was
touchdowns.
16. That's only 16 carries, too.
He averaged 6
That's
yards with
crazy.
3 touchdowns. Yeah. So here's my one fear with them. I don't remember the last time a team was carried in the playoffs by a running back, including last year. People are quick to say Saquon. Jalen Hurts played excellent in the playoffs last year. Saquon was the best player in the team, not in the playoffs. I don't remember the last time a team won with a running back as the star of the team.
If
in the
Daniel
playoffs.
Jones played like this in the playoffs, is that good enough?
Maybe.
That's,
So Joe,
that's very tough.
but to that point, like, do you remember the last time a team made a run to the Super Bowl with a running back being the feature part of their offense?
No. No, I
Now-
mean, we're talking mid-90s, like Ricky Waters and, like, those
Sure.
the Redskins teams. Like, those, that's it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like, you could argue Jerome Bettis was great for the Steelers teams. So, like, he was good.
but he still wasn't. I mean, Hines Ward,
Correct.
Heath Miller, those were.
Yep.
I mean, Roethlisberger did a lot on that. Like
Sean Alexander, you could probably argue, like, had a
Yeah,
great.
I mean-
Terrell Davis at the late '90s, but again, nowadays
Jamal
it's just what quarterback gets hot. That's the one fear I have with the Colts. I've never seen Danny Jones.
And defense.
Well, their defense has been pretty solid this year. Like, they're not great, but I also don't think there's a lot of great defense. Great defense in football doesn't really exist. Who plays great defense now?
Who plays
Nobody.
great defense? Kansas City.
I mean, they have games where they play very well, sure. Yep.
That was the craziest stat of the weekend to me. Andy Reid's first career shutout.
Yeah, he's an offensive coach. Yeah, I mean, but it is wild coaching that long.
I mean, he's been coaching for
Sure.
20-some
Hey,
years.
let me just give you one other piece. I'm not buying him right now, but I did want to pull up, and I'm not even sure what the stats will say, nor do I care. So Cam Ward, got to see him personally yesterday, 25 of 34, 255, a touchdown and a pick. His QBR, it says, was 19. Again, they were down huge in the second half. They're not going anywhere this year. Like, no one's arguing that. They're 1-6. I'll tell you right now, though, the first half of the football game yesterday, were they leading at halftime? No, they were down 17-13. Dude, he was excellent in the first half. I'm finally starting to see enough glimpses, though, where I'm like, man, you put a team around him, there's at least some potential there. He's another guy.
So
Yeah, I
what
like
they
him.
said, Mike, too, is because they were looking to have the new coach bump, which is notorious, like the first week that you have a new coach. But
Yep.
they said for Cam Ward, they kind of simplified the playbook to what he was super effective with in college. Like, and it doesn't need to be dumbed down for him because he played in 3 different systems.
He's a smart kid.
Super smart guy. Washington State, Miami. I think he was at Houston too. So as he traveled around, he had to learn this stuff. But to your point, if you get someone around him, because Ridley's struggling, they're trying to rebuild the offensive line. I mean, Pollard could be good, but they just don't have anything there. But he's a football player. He's a winner. And that's the reason he's also wearing the C on his chest, too. A lot of these guys talk about it. The guy's willing to work hard. And if we went back to, and I'm not saying that he's Peyton Manning, but if we went back and we looked at the Peyton Manning rookie year stuff, there's a
28
lot of
picks.
similarities in that kind of stuff with these guys too. So if he can get through that struggle, even my guy right now, Drake May, he really struggled last year, and he didn't even start the season there. Who did start was Jacoby, and Jacoby's playing strong for the Cardinals right now. They've been in the last 2 games against the Colts and the Packers without Kyler. I know Kyler's super explosive, but you're starting to see the difference of someone who can stand in the pocket and see down the field. And I know it's low-hanging fruit, pun not intended there, but it could be for the shorter guy. But, I mean, you do need a strong pocket presence to make those throws in the NFL today. It's not just about scrambling and being able to get outside of the pocket.
When did rookies have to start playing like veterans? I mean, when we grew up, guys got into their second or third years, and then you made a decision on them. I mean, Steve Young sat behind Montana. I know it was Montana, but
it's about the guaranteed money, Danny. Right. It's about the guaranteed money and trying to get the most out of these guys within the first 4 years.
What is getting the most out of them?
Blow up.
Is it a better second and third year, or is it risking?
It's about the fan base, Danny. You're telling me right now, if you didn't have Lamar there and you guys brought in a rookie quarterback, you're going to want that rookie to see the field. You're not going to want to see Cooper Rush on the field. You're going to want to see a return on that investment on that draft pick right away. And it's the fans that then put the pressure on the front office, who then don't show up to games, and then they lose the money. And then the owner ultimately says, what do we got to do to get butts in the seats and sell jerseys?
And you know who changed this was Russell Wilson. Like, that's the first guy I remember, because the whole thing there is we're not paying our quarterback anything because he's starting on his rookie deal. We can sign everybody else under the sun at every other position. And if he's good, we have a run. And they went to 2 Super Bowls. They won a Super Bowl, went to another one. Like, they had a great run.
They paid an arm and a leg for Matt Flynn coming from the Packers. Oof. And so that was a big deal that they sat Flynn and started him because they had all that money tied up. I mean, look at what the Falcons did, essentially. They paid Kirk Cousins a very healthy salary, and he's on the bench. But that's where you have the maturity of these guys, where they're not crying and complaining to go to another team. And I'm not saying that's the evolution of Michael Penix or the evolution of even a Jackson Dart, but that's when you have some of that mentorship that really does help in the business.
And that's what I'm saying. You don't think Cleveland would benefit from having Flacco still there instead of trading him in division for 2 rookie quarterbacks on their roster? I mean, is Dylan Gabriel getting better this year?
Danny, you already know the Cleveland story. That's your division. Like,
I know, but
it's not going to change. Like,
they're terrible, but it's not fair to Dylan Gabriel. It's not fair to Shedeur Sanders to take away everybody around them, have no team, and then they're going to be judged on their first year. And watch, Dylan
these are the guys who offered guaranteed over $200 million to a guy that already was potentially going to be suspended for X amount of time. Like, that's what they did. Like,
right,
Jimmy
I'm
has
this up.
Right.
I'm going to share this again. I want to talk some baseball because I do want to talk Ohtani. I don't even know how you can argue this. I saw a crazy stat the other day. Here's Ohtani pricing, by the way. We'll go through a bunch of these cards. Anything 2018 PSA. So his rookie PSA 10s. The game was on Friday. Was that Friday night? Okay.
Yeah, Friday night.
Friday night. So the 17th.
Were you at the Nashville show on Saturday?
That's the only day I was there. I set up. Yep. Yeah. By the way, people picked through the dollar box. Anything Ohtani, base cards were selling for stupid amounts. Everything Ohtani. I mean, the guy with the cosmic red 1010 and the orange 1010 was like, dude, I've been offered $25K, which is more than the black was offered that's number to 10 on the orange. Like,
guys, the Ohtani stuff, I know he had a great game Friday. Coming into Friday, he has probably had his worst playoffs.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, so just to be clear, I had that. He had 1 RBI the first 3 games before that against in the Brewers series. He had 1 RBI in 3 games, in 4 games against Philly. Yeah, he's done nothing. But here's the crazy stat. I'll ask you both the same question.
Struck out 15 times, too.
Yep. Yeah, how many batters in the history of the MLB playoffs, which is 1,000 years old at this point, have had 3 home runs in a single playoff game? Take a guess how many guys have done that.
I'm going to say 2.
3.
12. 12 over 150 years of, or whatever, 100 years of baseball. You know how many pitchers have done 10 strikeouts in a playoff game?
25.
Pretty close. 26. He does both in the same game, and it just happens to be
same game.
And it happens to be a clinching game.
And
he's a monster. He's an absolute monster. And they showed him going out at batting practice, which was something I guess he doesn't do typically. He doesn't go out on the field. He went out there. I mean, he is a craftsman. It's unreal. Remember, he also maybe pitched maybe 30 innings in the regular season coming into the playoffs, and to be so amped up to do that. Like, we're talking about a team, the Brewers, who had the best record in baseball, and in a clinching game destroyed him. Not to mention the home runs that he hit, Mike.
Oh, the one went out of the park.
The stadium.
Right, center, and left, and out of the ballpark and center.
So real quick, just to give you an idea on his pricing. So like his 2018 Bowman Chrome. This is his first actual Bowman Chrome rookie card, because he was a first in Bowman that year. The very next product comes up as these are all going to be on a 6-month graph since the season started. These suckers were hovering around $1,000. I sold one of these for $1,100 back in May, June, right along the time of this chart. That card, since the game, has had 2 sales. $2,000, $2,031, and then $3,200. The pop on that card, oh man, the pop is a couple thousand.
It's huge.
Yeah, like it's a fairly heavy pop. Oh yeah, $4,800. So that card is now, I mean, if it keeps up on that path, that card is going to hit the Griffey PSA 10 number pretty soon. Just to give you some other numbers, because it's not just that. Like, here's a Heritage card. Like, this Heritage card these things were like a couple $100 early. Oh, that's the action. Hang on. Here's your Topps Chrome PSA 10. Again, pop is 15,000. 6-month graph. And since there's been 2 sales since. 350 and 360 and 330.
Can I vomit for a second? Did they have? Could you tell me what the Topps Ohtani, where he's carrying the bat bag variation? I had that as a PS or as a BGS 9.
That one?
Yeah.
So that
9.5, yeah. I had that as a BGS 9.5. Yep.
Sure, I'm happy to ruin your day. Ooh, it's not a. Oh, are there no sales of that? So no sales of that card in the last 6 months. PSA 9 though, yeah. I mean, a PSA 9 went from 380 to 1,000. So that's what it'd be worth. A 9.5 does at least 1,000, probably more than a PSA 9 still. A BGS 9.5. The PSA 10 of that went from 1,100. It's now had 3 sales. 19, 25, 1950.
Yeah,
I mean, I had rated rookie out of Donruss Optic autos of this, like, all after he had the first Tommy John, you could buy those rookie autos for $125 all day, and then during COVID sold it for $600. I was like, I'm winning.
Sure. Like these updates, like this is another one, almost 12,000, just a paper update PSA 10. We were moving these for $150 at the start of the season, $140, $150. Now you're talking 225 on the last bunch of them.
Is it fair game to change the price Saturday morning at a show?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, here's another one.
We're not. I spoke, Danny, this last week. I actually went to my kids' school, and they had STEM, so science, technology, engineering, and math day. And we talked about how technology has moved the card game from using a Beckett, getting out a ruler, and going to your favorite guy once a month, checking out, his the condition of the card for the price, to now how dynamic it is with pulling up Card Ladder and showing trends and showing that kind of stuff. I mean, the technology piece, for someone to change it the next day, we have that ability now. You have to take advantage of that. I mean, because the market is so dynamic. So 100% you make those updates.
Spill my Celsius. Yeah, I mean, I just, it's not just that. The other thing, though, that's insane, like this card you see on the screen, 13,500. Somebody asked the other day in the Facebook group, and it got a ton of engagement, is Ohtani more popular now than Griffey? And so many guys are like, no, we love Junior, this and that. It is not even close. Ohtani is 10-1 more popular. First of all, the interest in the sport, the interest in the hobby, and he is international. There has never been a star in baseball as popular as Ohtani. Not even close. And all of these cards, like, dude, these are not like... Griffey has the upper deck that has 4,000 as a 10. Fine. And it's the most graded card ever. Like, dude, look at the pops on these freaking cards. All these regular base cards that are doing a ton of cash. 4,800. Like, here's that's a refractor. It still has 2,000, though. A pitching base card, 14,700. A mega box card has 1,500.
But Mike, to your point, it's because people are interested.
Give me 30 seconds. 15,000 on that card. 7,900 on this card. Here's another base card. 10,500. 11,800. The Chrome, 8,800. His prospect card, 13,500. Like, dude, it's not just one. Like, these cards, there's so many that have 5-figure pops. and people still love him, and it still moves when he does something.
Hey, Danny, can I ask something real quick on Ohtani?
Yeah.
Mike, can you also take a look real quick on his Diamond Kings rookies? These are unlicensed, but I think a lot of people will be surprised, and this is another like unsolicited advice, but when you look at this kind of stuff, because they have different variations, they have the ones that say the Japanese Babe Ruth on the bottom, but I think the Diamond King stuff you can still get at a fair price, and they're rookie cards too. You can get the framed rookie cards. It's good stuff, guys.
Well, there you go. Like, there's some right there. Yeah, so to put in perspective, like, that's the black and white variation, which I think were 1 or 2 per box, only $150. But yeah, there's a million variations, and they're all doing, 204 is the most, and that's the red border.
So with that red border, how many are graded to 10?
I don't know if we'll have a pop on those because I don't think they're in. Yeah, no pop on that one listed.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry, Dan.
it's just crazy, though, to see a guy with that kind of a market move like that.
My question was going to be, and Gia touched on it with Griffey, with his upper deck, which card, if either, is more overpriced right now or a better buy? If you're buying
Griffey
versus Ohtani base, where you have 12,000 or 20,000.
Okay, so here, let's get some actual numbers with this stuff then.
Yep.
A PSA 10, so the Score Master is a very cheap card. But like 225, you can barely find anything for that price, and this is 10% of the pop. I'm not saying that's like an unbelievable card. Here's a better example, though. And people scoff at this Griffey card, which, by the way, like, look at the graph on this Griffey in 6 months. It's gone from the high 2s to now $4,500. Number one, I would argue right now in the hobby, that is the most iconic card. I think baseball is a way bigger market than anything else. I think that is more iconic now than the 52 mantle. I just think that's the most... Please.
And Greeny actually has the guy who did the artwork for this card who's going to be on his show coming up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's going to be
from his
that's gonna be
minor league
interesting.
photo.
Like, that's an unbelievable card, though. And again, people say, well, the pop is 4,300. I just gave you 15 examples of Ohtani cards that are 2 and 3 times that pop. Now,
So-
granted, they're not all that expensive, but they're close.
Does that make Griffey the better buy?
Yeah, like, look at this card. Like, that's the Fleer, again, super recognizable card. Pop is only I say only, but it's 6,000. It's $168, and even that is, well, that's about baseline where it's been. This is the other one to me, the Bowman.
Rookie sitting at PSA. I have a non-bubblegum or a non-rookie bubblegum sitting there.
Yeah, like the Bowman does 450, pop of 2,600. Does it make him the better buy?
Look at the upper deck 9.
Oh yeah, that's probably like the most graded card. That thing's got to have $1 billion for pop.
But the price.
Pop 33,000. Again, we hear that and we go, well, how is that card worth 350? Well, because if you combine 2 or 3 of Ohtani's, it hits that pop also, and they're all selling for more than that. Is he a better buy? Yes and no. Like, I'd rather have Griffey than Ohtani, but I'll tell you right now, Ohtani is way more popular.
Why?
I just like Griffey, for me, right? But, like, I could also make the argument Ohtani is way more popular, way more liquid than Griffey, not from the junk wax era, and Ohtani still has upside. He's going to win a World Series this year, I think. He's definitely going to win an MVP. He just had the most unbelievable game. So there's also markers where you're like, yeah, I'm buying in high, but he could do something tomorrow. I said a couple weeks ago, even when he wins a World Series, his pricing won't increase. Well, then he has a game like he had, and it's like, oh, wait a minute. It's stupid. So I don't know. Like, I don't know that you can go wrong at this point. It's weird.
And he's another example of a guy who's got a rookie card in a different team, different jersey, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Not for Ohtani. And like and Ohtani Dodger stuff right now, though, because it's current, is absolutely wild. Like, dude, we were selling cosmic refractors and cheap inserts and Topps Chrome $10, $20, $30, and they were again, I've never had it where I've sold out of almost everything I brought with me. And guys didn't even care. And honestly, guys weren't even, it's one of the only guys, too, this weekend, on Saturday, nobody was comping. Not a single person was like, well, let me check comps on that. It's like, you can check. If it's sold before today, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
So with Ohtani, are you holding rookie stuff or are you selling rookie stuff? What are you doing with it right now?
If it's not numbered in its base, I'm selling. If it's low number, low pop, Gio just showed the numbers. That's the stuff you want to hold on to.
I don't know that there's a wrong answer here.
The Brady issue where it's a base paper. I mean,
Who issue?
Like with Brady, like a lot of people sold his stuff and then didn't foresee what was going to happen. I mean, when he became the GOAT, like I'm not saying, okay, let's not be foolish. Ohtani is on a path to become one of the greatest Major League Baseball players of all time.
Already there, by the way.
Yeah.
He's going to be the second player to ever win 4 MVPs. He also happens to be able to be the best pitcher on the planet any night of the week, and now I think he's going to win his second championship. The stats aren't there yet because he hasn't played long enough, but he's already there. So to answer your question, though, like if you said, hey, I've seen the pricing and the scale on Ohtani, like I'm looking at all these maps, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to sell him now because I want to cash out. I have no problem with that. Like his pricing, I just showed you, is through the roof. Like cash out. But if you also said, hey, I know he's high. Let me get back to that screen I had, though. It's like, yeah, I know he's really, really high, but I'm also looking at this chart of stuff where he's just going through the roof, and you say, well, I think he's going to have another game like that in the World Series, which is going to be wild. He's then going to win a World Series. He's then going to win an MVP in the offseason. Maybe these things keep going. I just don't know. Like, a lot of times it's just sell high and don't worry about it. I don't know how you can just make a blanket statement like that with Ohtani, because we've never... And I know the pitching is getting inflated to a degree, like, hey, but it's not. Like, when you have somebody, the greatest thing Brady could do is go out and throw 7 touchdowns like he did against Miami that game, or go win a championship. And as unbelievable as he is, and the greatest at his sport, Michael Jordan, he's going to go out and play unbelievable and hit a game winner against Oakland against Byron Scott where he pushes off and offensive foul. But Ohtani is the only guy who says, yeah, but I'm also going to have 11 strikeouts and hit 3. It's just different. I don't know that there's a right answer right now.
So,
well, I know, Danny, you wanted to also talk about Vlad on the other side. And
yeah, Guerrero. Let me pull up his stuff while you're doing that.
Well, there
fanatical.
we go. Got a little fanatical Vlad.
That's he's not built like his father.
Well,
no, he's
I'm
chubby.
glad you brought that up too. I do have his father. Look at that
go.
little holiday.
So that's going to Game 7. What tomorrow? Is it tonight or tomorrow night?
I believe it's tonight.
Okay.
Well, when you watch this on Wednesday,
I hope they wouldn't go against 2 Monday Night Football games, but let me see.
That's a good point.
So what do you want to talk about, Vlad, though? I know the downtime's good for the
His
podcast.
prices, I mean, 6 home runs in the postseason so far. I mean, he's going head-to-head with Cal.
He's consistently been the best hitter in the postseason, by the way. He's been way more consistent than Ohtani.
And I'm a big believer in post-hype bounce back. And when he came into the majors, his stuff was so high, I never thought it would get close to that again. And I'm curious, actually, where he is compared to where he came in.
It is tonight. The game is tonight.
So just to give you an example, though, he's had multiple of his 2019 Topps Chrome cards. The pop on that is like 5,000. They've sold in the last 2 days for under 40. Everything sells under $40 still.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Like that's a third of the pop of Ohtani, and it sells for I don't know 8% of the price.
Well, you can't compare him to Ohtani as a player. I'm not trying to do that.
I'm not trying to compare him either. I'm comparing their pricing though. He also shouldn't be 5% of Ohtani.
What's his 6-month or 6-day graph?
I don't know if he's in the index here on Card Letter. By the way, Card Letter. Make sure you check it out. Let me look. I don't know if he's in the.
Talk about. I mean, Vlad Guerrero.
He's not in the ladder.
This series is probably the best series aside from the Tigers Mariners series, which was fantastic too. Going to 7 here, just back and forth. Both these teams. I mean, this is. I don't even know what to expect in a Game 7 when you've seen that. I mean, the pitcher who pitched last night for Toronto was lights out for the first 5 innings.
It wasn't Trey.
Lee.
Okay.
Leister?
No.
Hey, by the way, so prospects, real quick, prospects are king, right? Vlad is a 2016 prospect, one of the greatest classes. It was him, Tatis, Soto. PSA 10, first prospect auto of Vlad Guerrero. What do you think that's selling for these days?
300.
Joseph?
Just a base?
Yep.
485.
$700, like, which is a good price. But to put in perspective,
Savage who pitched last night.
it was Trey. He's a stud.
Yeah.
But put in perspective, though, like Ohtani's is probably $10,000 at this point. Nick Kurtz is well over $1,000 for a PSA 10. Jackson Holliday's probably close to this price still. I mean, I know he's come way down, but like you think of any reasonable prospect. And
that's kind of crazy for a base 10.
That card is
that's why I wanted to bring him up.
4.
But also, Savage, Mike, to your point of him being a stud, first time in Major League history where he induced 3 double plays that were inning ending in the same game in the same start. which is wild.
Brag about it.
Fun fact. Fun fact.
Like, so his big card would obviously be the orange PSA 10. Those sold within a couple months of each other this is Vlad, back in May of 2022 and December of 2022. 36,000 and 33,000. I'm going to see if anything has sold in the last couple of years of that card now, just because I'm curious what it's... I don't think he's anywhere near that.
And if it's sold, it's...
March of this year. Same exact card, 23 grand. February of this year... Oh, that's a hand signed card. So 23 grand was the last one, and it was 6 months ago. He's come up some. I guarantee.
Started that's really spring training.
But I guarantee he's not selling for what he was in 2022. Still, Vlad is still down.
Sheesh.
He's not selling it for what he was sold for 2 weeks ago either.
No, he's come up, but he hasn't come up like this unbelievable amount. It's just
tonight could change that. I mean, by the time this airs on Wednesday, we could be talking about him carrying them to the World Series.
Sure. Yeah, and if it happens, great. I tell you, who else had a great season, and his pricing has started moving a little bit, is J-Rod. Like, I was live on eBay live. They were playing that game. When did they play game 5? Was that Wednesday? Tuesday or Wednesday, I was live on eBay live. It might have even been game 4 at that point, when J-Rod hit the bomb in the first inning, I think, had another double or triple later. Like, another one. His stuff during the live, and I had it set out. Like, I was like, hey, I'm going to try to really capitalize on timing, and I was selling J-Rod stuff. All attention has gone to Cal, but I think people also start to see, hey, J-Rod's been pretty freaking good this postseason and pretty consistent. So, anyways.
Well, another guy on that team, too, is Suarez. I mean...
your boy, right? Didn't they get him from Arizona for nothing?
Oh, they got him and Naylor. They infused, I think it was like 60 home runs in there. But that's another guy who has had a great year, but I couldn't tell you what his auto goes for. I mean, the gentleman hit a grand slam in the playoffs. Like,
how many teams has he already been on?
The Reds, Tigers, 4 teams, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, one other quick note I just want to make too. It's a big release week. We don't talk about releases a whole bunch.
Oh yeah.
I had Topps
the
basketball.
20. Yeah, so you got 2. So Diamond, weird timing again by Topps. I don't love this. Diamond Icons comes out on Wednesday. Wednesday's the 22nd, right? Yeah, 22nd. I hate that. Diamond Icons right now on Blowout, I think, is about 9,000 a case. We're going to run personals if anybody wants to get really perverted for like $7 grand. We can do those on Fanatics Live and a little bit on eBay Live. But that comes out the 23rd, or 22nd, I mean. Basketball, I didn't realize, got pushed to Thursday, so the 23rd.
Yep.
I mean, guys are still selling for $200. I just don't like the Diamond Icons right before basketball, but I say that. I mean, it's good because Topps is paper. Like, I guess if you're doing basketball and it's cheap compared to baseball and it's crazy expensive, maybe it's not the end of the world. But I don't like multiple releases in a week.
So people are watching this, and we're talking about tomorrow.
Yeah, the 22nd and the 20th. Yeah. No, we're talking about the 22nd, 23rd.
You know what's really fun with Diamond Icons,
Wednesday, though? That's right, sorry. Yeah.
Mike, what's really fun with Diamond Icons is you have the ability to get... So, again, you talked about it. $7 grand for a personal. They go up to $9,000. Personal case, yeah. I actually hit a Jason Dominguez Diamond Icons out of my Arena Club pack. That was a Ruby that I did for my own personal. So you can still get those type of cards graded in different repack products, and it's for a fraction of the cost. So that was another thing that was super cool. Because that product, it's not for everyone. We know that. So it's definitely a breakers type product. If you're able to get that, Mike, if you want to do a preview, you can send the cards my way. I'll preview a box for you and keep them, obviously. But
last time, I'm going to share a screen one more. Yeah, obviously keep them. Here's one more quick share. So yeah, it comes out on the 22nd, so Wednesday of this week. So it'll already be released the day you're doing this. So I'm not going to pump, but we'll have them. So. 9 autographs, 1 relic, 1 base card per box. So you get 8 to obviously just double that for the case. I do think there's probably a possibility we do some hit drafts. But yeah, it's stupid expensive. The upside is crazy. But it's one of the biggest gamble products of the year, without question. I mean, I don't know. We rarely break a lot of this. We got 4 cases we'll break. We're going to put them up as personals and some like this. I also haven't seen a checklist, which is irritating to me.
All right,
not like the 62 pages of flagship.
What do you guys think about the debut patch in the basketball?
That was a big argument in the shop this week because people were upset that they were showing the debut patch in a preseason game.
Oh, were they? That's where they were it?
That's what someone said. Like Cooper Flag had a debut patch in the preseason game, and I don't know if that was just a photoshopped picture. I don't know what it was, but
What's that card sell for, by the way? Just to change the subject real quick. 101 Ohtani patches with both teams. 75,000. Yeah, no checklist yet. Okay, sorry, I'm done.
gosh,
Oh, apparently we're all done. Okay.
I don't know that you could speak after seeing that card there.
I'm excited for basketball. Like, I do think basketball is going to be kind of fun.
I think the debut patch is cool. I think the gold patch for the award winners is cool. I'm buying into
it's
this.
cool. It's cool. It's such a long shot. I don't really care about. Like, it doesn't factor into whether I'm going to buy it or not or my pricing. But I'm more excited. It's a crazy nice rookie class right now. They could all flame out, but right now in the hobby, Cooper Flag, Dylan Harper, the Con
Trey
kid
Johnson, VJ
Johnson's playing, the Con Kniple, whatever kid is selling really well. Ace Bailey. This is the opposite of last year's rookie class. We have a star and some depth with star power. We had none of that last year, and you're gonna have licensing this year. So,
All right.
boom, roasted. I think we flamed out.
Yeah, my list is done. We covered the IKEA.
Yep, perfect. There you go. Cut the nonsense. Obviously, you'll be seeing this on Wednesday night. Comment, subscribe, check it out. We got to do another live show, by the way. Now that we're doing the screen share and we're real fancy, we got to do another live one of these. I've got StreamYard dialed in to do these myself because I'm pretty good with it now. I don't want to brag, but we could definitely do it. So kind of a big deal. Honestly, we got to do it when there's like an event. We should do it like game one of a World Series or something. Or a big Monday Night Football game. Let's do it again tonight. Let's do a live show tonight, and this can come out a couple days after it. And it can be the fourth wall. We talk about this show, and they can see the show we've already done.
Mike's got something in that drink, I think.
Yeah, it's called...
half of it spilled.
It did. I dumped it all over my freaking desk like an idiot. So, not a big deal.
Hey, and one more thing, guys. I know that I already talked about how great of a father I am, and I spoke at STEM Day at school. 5
The
kids.
whole classroom was his kid. It wasn't at school. It was just in his living room, by the way.
Prolific and
yes.
good or different.
Yeah, 4 different presentations. So it was for science, technology, engineering, and math day. So when I did my
STEM?
presentation, STEM,
Yep.
we did that. We spoke a little bit about the difference in using card ladder over a standard Beckett magazine. The other thing we talked about was how cutting edge opening cards has become. So I brought them packs that they could open so they could physically have it. But I said, hey, it doesn't just end here. Because think about all the other kids around the United States, around the world that don't live within a certain like an area of a card shop, right? So they don't live within a car ride, walking distance, bike ride. So how do we solve that? And what we do actually now with technology is Arena Club. They offer packs.
Here's your
that you
video,
can
by the way.
actually open up the packs. And we showed the video here. This is me speaking. They have the smart boards in there. They were able to see that those packs are available just at the click of a button. Like, you don't have to open anything. And then it's a trading market as well. You can sell your packs back. You can trade them with others, sell them online. And then the biggest question they had was, well, I can't touch it. I can't feel it. And I said, you're right. You can't for that moment. But what you can do is you can have it sent to you so you can put it in your own personal vault at that point. So it was really cool to be able to explain that, that you can do Arena Club. It is there for people who don't have card shops right available to them. And
Was that your kid, one of your 5, dressed as a shark, by the way? I couldn't help but notice there was a shark kid there.
Mike, come on.
There's
no,
always a shark
there was
Okay,
there was a
just
shark
checking.
kid there, not mine.
Okay.
But now
Theo loves
you
sharks, no
can,
problem.
Mike, with SCN, right?
Sure.
You can
Yes.
actually get a 20% off a slab pack using the code SCN20. So when you're in Arena Club for your first time, go ahead, put the code in. It's valid for all the different packs that are available to you. Check it out. They also have non-sports stuff in there too. We showed them Pokemon's available in there. And sometimes what's cool with Arena Club, they'll actually do like a focus for that week or for that month. So it might be like we're doing case hits that you're going to be chasing those in some higher end packs. Also, make sure you like and subscribe to the Facebook group because we're doing an exclusive giveaway for the World Series for Arena Club.
I'm just going to say this. If you're not 18 years or older, I don't want you buying Arena Club packs, and I don't want you in the Facebook group. Let me just add that little preface. I don't need anybody under 18 in the Facebook group or buying digital packs or buying into breaks.
And I did
Boom.
preface that with all these kids, like, make sure your parents are involved. That was
Yeah.
a big preface piece to it.
Joe, sucker the parents. We got to get the parents here. Do this at the PTA meeting, not the STEM meeting, whatever you're doing.
Joe, good on you for teaching the kids. And I did notice that looks like a Ruby pack, by the way.
That was a Ruby pack, yes.
Yeah,
There you go.
Way to take one for the team.
SCN20, Arena Club code. Go check it out. All right. See you guys Wednesday night podcast. Make sure you check out the channel. We got a bunch of shows coming out, content, breaks on eBay Live a couple times. We're going to do some basketball on eBay Live this week and some diamond icons on eBay Live, I believe, as well. So make sure you follow Sports Cards Nonsense over there as well. Cut the nonsense. We're out. Goodbye.
Bye.